Eight-time Tony Award-winning musical Hadestown is set to take the stage at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Hadestown intertwines the story of two Greek myths for a journey to the underworld and back. Chibeze Ihoma plays the young dreamer Orpheus and is here now to share more about this show. So I guess first of all, for those of us who may not remember the Greek myths, can you give us a little synopsis of the story?
Yeah, of course. So in the traditional Greek myth, it is a story of Orpheus, who is the son of one of the great muses of the god of poetry, Apollo. And he is set to get married to his love, Eurydice. But then in the Greek myth, she is bitten by a snake and dies, and then thus goes to the underworld. But he's so heartbroken at this that he sings for the gods to try to bring her back, and then he ends up journeying into the underworld and doing something no mortal person had ever done before. And in our version of the story, we retain all of the same relationships and names of characters, but it's set in this kind of 1930s Depression era, semi-Rust Belt type of American setting, and it's with the backdrop of jazz, blues, and folk music.
That was one of my next questions, is the music in the show. It's so fun and varied. What do you like most about the songs?
Oh, I mean, there are two things that I love the most. One, the lyrics that Aeneas has used in the story. They're just so poignant. They're so layered and dense. But then at the same time, one thing that lots of us in the cast joke around about is how colloquial and how common speak lots of it is, whereas we'll just be walking around and talking, just going from place to place, and we'll just end up making references to the score every other moment, because there's so many just phrases that we all use that are just smartly woven in there.
Being a part of the cast gives you the opportunity really to travel around the country. What's been your favorite part of the tour so far?
Okay. So fun fact, before this tour, I ain't never been nowhere. The furthest west I had ever been from my hometown in New Jersey was a little bit into Pennsylvania. So nowhere. And I really love my time here in the West Coast. Right now we're in Costa Mesa, California, and before we were in San Fran and Los Angeles, and I've really loved my time there. I really enjoyed my time we were just in Salt Lake City. That was a completely different vibe, but then also really good, and especially looking out and just seeing the mountains all the time. It's, I don't know, lots of things that when you grow up in just one area of the country, you sometimes struggle to conceptualize how different everywhere is. And so I was looking at mountains and I was thinking wow, this is what I would imagine a postcard of this area would be, and here it is right in front of me. So that's been personally my favorite thing about touring.
That's really neat. And I'm going to ask you this, what are you looking forward to most about Denver then?
Oh, Denver, I mean, I've heard that the hikes are beautiful. I heard that the elevation is high. I heard that the vibes are immaculate. And so from all of those things, and I have a couple friends that are from Denver, and they've already given me a full itinerary list of cool things that I should look into trying to do and all that type of stuff.
And let's get back to the musical. So what would you say to someone to convince them to come see Hadestown?
I think Hadestown has a unique ability to heal. I think whether it's you seeing yourself represented by either the different actors or by the different characters and their struggles, whether it is the music itself just both being fun to groove to and vibe to, but also stuff that can really touch your heart. And it's a story that centers so much around the power of music and love to enact positive change from a grander standpoint in terms of maybe your position in the world and socially, but also positive change within people. And it has the ability to mend relationships. It has the ability to spark these immense, powerful loves between two people. And I think coming to see Hadestown, you get like just this really warm feeling of love, essentially. And I think that is something that I would go as many times as I could to feel again and again.
That was a great answer. We love it. And thank you so much for sharing everything with us today. We're really looking forward to checking out Hadestown the musical for ourselves, so we appreciate it. And you can catch that musical at the Buell Theater August 30th through September 11th. You can find the tickets and more information all at cbscolorado.com.